Title: I tricked my husband and went on a cruise with AP, but he was already 3 moves ahead. Start: I still remember the vibration of my phone just as my heels hit the boarding ramp. One call, one sentence, and the world I thought I controlled flipped like a coin in midair. My mother's voice was trembling. All your things, they're here. Boxes, clothes, even your safe. I froze. A cruel breeze rolled off the harbor. Then she added the detail that struck harder than any slap: your wedding ring, smashed flat on the table. The boarding announcement blared in the background. The ship I was about to board with my lover felt like a coffin waiting to close. I turned back, and there it was, the note waiting at home. Short, precise, like a knife slid between ribs. I'm on a ship with your AP. Tonight, he'll have a nice swim with sharks. My husband Daniel was never just my partner. He was a fortress of discipline, a man of few words but sharp eyes. For years, he gave me stability, safety, even tenderness when the world outside clawed at me. I thought he was predictable. I mistook his silence for softness. But I grew restless. I wanted thrill, danger, something beyond the neat boxes of routine. That's when Adrian entered, a colleague with a silver tongue, reckless eyes, and promises of escape. He offered me 6 weeks on the sea, no consequences, no eyes watching. Or so I thought. I didn't notice the shift in Daniel at first, the later nights at his office, the new habit of carrying his laptop everywhere. He played the fool well. He kissed me on the forehead each morning, and I believed he was still blind. But then, his touch changed. Softer, almost pitying. I didn't understand it then. It was the touch of a man who already knew, who had already decided what to do with the truth. The night I slipped my passport into a hidden bag, he looked straight at me, and for a heartbeat, I thought he'd stop me. Instead, he smiled faintly and turned back to his book. That smile haunted me. I should have known he wasn't idle. Daniel's a strategist by trade, a corporate negotiator who dismantled opponents with patience and timing. While I chased lest, he was moving pieces on a board I couldn't see. Bank accounts rerouted, deeds signed over, legal papers filed quietly with iron precision. And surveillance. I'd later find tiny cameras hidden in corners, trackers in luggage, even mirrored accounts of my private messages. Every word I sent to Adrian, every lie I rehearsed, he was already reading. I thought I was hunting freedom. In truth, I was the prey fattening itself for slaughter. By the time I stepped toward that cruise ship, my downfall was already scripted. He didn't scream, he didn't beg, he erased me. My clothes, jewelry, even my hidden cash reserves, gone from the house, delivered neatly to my mother like a final invoice of failure. And Adrian, poor arrogant Adrian, he believed I was leading him to paradise. Instead, Daniel led him onto the same ship, weaving lies with the same elegance Adrian once used on me. A business opportunity, an investment pitch. I can imagine the thrill Adrian felt, thinking he'd stolen me away. But sharks swim beneath paradise. Literal sharks. Daniel booked them into a cruise with a private midnight diving adventure. I rushed back to the port, desperate, wild, praying it was bluff. But the ship was already gone, cutting the horizon in half. All that remained was the note. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every sound of water against the dock felt like echoes of Adrian's struggle, like the sea itself was feeding me pieces of his final panic. Daniel never called, never returned. He didn't need to. His silence was louder than any declaration. I had tricked him with a cheap affair. He answered with something far grander, a performance of betrayal turned inside out. Neighbors whispered. My mother wouldn't look me in the eye. The smashed ring remained on the table like a gravestone. I searched flight logs, cruise manifests, anything to prove Adrian was alive. Nothing. No return, no messages, just absence. The sea swallowed him, and Daniel vanished into the same void. Did Daniel kill him? Did he watch? Did he simply arrange the pieces and let fate play executioner? I'll never know. But the genius was in the not knowing, in the silence. He left me alone with questions sharp enough to cut skin. Now I sit in the ruins of what I built, confessing into the darkness, the way guilty souls do when no one else will listen. I thought betrayal was my weapon. I thought desire could be my escape. But Daniel taught me something brutal. Real revenge is elegant. It doesn't shout, it doesn't bleed. It writes itself in shadows, then vanishes, leaving you to choke on your own reflection. I wanted 6 weeks of pleasure. Instead, I live in a lifetime of consequence. And the cruelest part? I can still feel that last smile on his face. The smile of a man who already knew he'd won.